Cross-dressing Villainess Cecilia, Sylvie, Volume 2 Review. In Volume 1 of Cross-dressing Villainess Cecilia, Sylvie, we met a reincarnated villainess Cecilia, who attended school as her male alter ego, Cecile. In hopes of avoiding all her bad ends, naturally, nothing is going to plan. Cecile found herself embroiled in what should have been the protagonist's storyline. To make matters worse, Prince Oscar, engaged to Cecilia, is starting to suspect something fishy about Cecile's identity. As we reunite with our heroine, we find her tracking her brains to work out how to get one of her classmates to take over her role as heroine. Ordinarily, this role should belong to Lin. Unfortunately, this Lin isn't the same as in the game because it turns out that in this life, she has inherited the souls of Cecile's otaku friend from her past life. Rather than follow the protagonist's route from the story, she rather stand at the sidelines and watch over Cecile's antics. Luckily for Cecile, there was one another candidate to become the Holy Maiden, the protagonist's role, a girl called Emily. However, Emily got attacked just before the start of the school year and has been in a coma ever since. So if Cecile wants to push her into the role the protagonist, she'll first have to figure out who attacked her, why, and how to restore her health. On top of that, Cecile snooping around causes this attacker to start targeting her friends. On the whole, this boy is more of the same, with Cecile desperately trying to keep her real identity hidden and running around sticking her nose where it doesn't belong in a bid to avoid her bad ends. Thanks to her brother Gilbert and Lin, it does prove highly entertaining if you want to follow the usual villainess tropes. I find myself especially fond of the fact that Lin is also a reincarnation, since not only does it give Cecile someone to depend on who also has in-depth knowledge of the setting, but the relationship is different than any of those Cecile has forged since being born into this world. This book allows tones down Gilbert's love-hate relationship with Oscar, which appreciates scenes that often took away from both of their charms in Volume 1. Gilbert at the world is still a little too possessive of Cecile for my liking, but I think author Hiroaki Sakura has managed to tone his personality down appropriately, helped by giving us a glimpse into his history before being adopted into Cecile's family. Like Volume 1, this installment comes in a little under 200 pages, which makes it a snappy read that doesn't overstay welcome. It's certainly easier to enjoy Cecile's adventures, but they were short and sweet as opposed to if they were a larger outing, and I suspect that this isn't enough substance. Should that have been the case? This also means we get to spend a small amount of time with all the cast without anything having the chance to annoy us, which certainly could have been a possibility given the number of quirky personalities presented here. Honestly, it's still not all the original, but Aki Sakura has really a fun story, and that's what matters most. Cross-dressing Villainess Cecilia Sylvie Volume 2 comes to the West thanks to Yen Press and continues to be translated by Sarah Tiny. The translation reads well with no issues to note. Once again, there are no color illustrations, which is unusual for a light novel series, but that's the same in Japan as well. Volume 3 of the series is scheduled for an English release in July, and the first volume of the manga is now also available in English, thanks to Yen Press as well if you fancy seeing Cecile's antics a bit pictorially. Overall, Volume 2 of Cross-dressing Villainess Cecilia Sylvie proves another entertaining read, provided you're a fan of the villainous genre. There's nothing particularly original on offer here, but I'm okay with that, given the cast and storylines are perfectly enjoyable as they are. If you're on the fence after Volume 1, this is unlikely to change your mind. But if you like it, then you'll be happy with that, but this is what brings to the table too. 8 over 10.